G'day guys. We did the video for the 7000s as well. We did a standard against the upgraded one, and we did on a test target. We had a 4-gram target and we buried it at 9 inches just using the standard detectors that came with the GPZ7000, and using the detector in all factory standard settings on both of them. And the only difference was that we had the detector, or both detectors, put into difficult for the ground setting, and we just raised the threshold a little bit just so it would sound more smooth and easier to hear on the video. So it went from I can't remember what it was now, but anyway, it was up a little bit. It was like oh god, what was it? I can't remember. Anyway, it's written down somewhere. Dave did it. I can't remember what he did, but maybe it was up 10 notches or something. It wasn't much. But anyway, we did the tests, and I can tell you something about doing the tests. When we had the target at 4 inches, we were doing that with the SDC 2300 with all the various coils put on that detector. It was a very hard to detect signal, with that 4-gram piece. Even with it, wouldn't even its own little blue coil wouldn't even hear it, and that was equivalent to 4 grams at about 6 inches. It would not detect it. The nugget finder elliptical could hear it, and when we put the big 25-inch on, which sounds ridiculous, but I could get it on over the windings on. As we went over it left to right, we get signal on the left side of the coil. And then as we kept going and we got on the right-hand side, then back on the right, then to the left. So, yeah, it sort of works. Need a bigger target. But then we did things, with bigger targets, and then it worked, and it worked quite well. But when we did the 7000s, we tried it over the 4-inch, and it just blew our ears off. And so we dug it down to 9 inches, and going from 6 to 9 on those 7000s was the most iffy sounding signal. Most people would not pull up on it for sure. You had to listen very carefully. But then what we found was happening is that we were using that WM12 module, and we were swapping it we only got one of these modules, and we had 2 detectors, so we had to keep swapping it and pairing it with this detector, then do that detector. And by doing that, I don't know what was going on, but what happened is, because we had our wireless microphones on, I think that was causing some issue or something, because when we were doing our tests, Dave had to walk away with that WM12 way away from the detector with me with the wireless mic on. Dave took his off and clipped it somewhere else, but the audio just kept dropping out. And it happened on both detectors, the standard one and the upgraded one. They both, humming away, and then the audio would just disappear, go crackly and come back, stuff like that. Then we had a car go down the road, and it sounded like, it was using bare copper wire for ignition leads. You could hear the car revving like crazy going down the road. It was a fair way away, but the detector went off its head. I don't know if it was the detector or the audio module, one or the other. Something picked all that noise up, and it just went nuts. So, yeah, we thought about it. I was going to put that video up, and I said, oh, no, we can't put that up. It doesn't make any sense to anybody. So we're going to go back there and use our LT booster module. Well, LT booster is not a module. It's a booster, the one with the, it's basically it does companding. There you go. Compression and expanding. So you can compress or expand the audio, depending what you're doing. Use one of those, and we'll use a really decent heavy duty speaker. I won't use anything. I won't use one of the lighter ones. I'll use something that's got a bit of sound projection. We'll use one of the GME Electrophone speakers and have that all set up, and it should make a very clear signal, and we won't have all this wireless rubbish with all this jittery and horrible. To me, look, nothing sounds better than plugging in headphones with wires into something. As soon as you go wireless, there are issues, especially with this Bluetooth. It doesn't have, full. It just doesn't have the full impact of direct connecting. When I go out, I say, I use wireless this and wireless that, and I revert back to using, plug it in. It sounds better. You don't get multi-path distortion. The noise level is lower. The background noise level's lower. You don't get all this funny noises popping through, and it just doesn't sound right. It's like the days of, you'd say to me something like, have a listen to this CD. You'd go, okay, the music sounds okay. It's a bit, I don't know, bland or something, and you get a vinyl record. Nothing is being played to death, and you get an old vinyl record, and you make sure you get a good turntable and a proper diamond needle and everything. It's not worn out or anything, and you play it and you listen to it. It's got massive dynamics in it. Then you go back and listen to the CD, and you go, it's flat as a pancake. It's got no dynamics. It's all compressed and horrible, and it's like the lowest note's as loud as the loudest note, and all that. Just no dynamics in it. And with detecting, you want dynamics. You want it because you want a big difference between, the background, hum of your threshold, and then a signal. You don't want everything loud, and it's got nowhere to go. So I'm all for dynamics in this stuff. So if you ever see me out running around, if I have speakers clipped to me, they'll be going into my our own booster directly onto the detector. And if you see me with headphones, it'll be plugged into the booster onto the detector as well. And I've used wireless stuff. I've made my own wireless stuff. I don't like it, right? There's something lacking in the audio quality. I'll give you all a test to do. Next time you go out, take a target with you or whatever, some small target. Use your wireless system. Plug your headphones into your wireless system as well, right? So you can't, blame trees rustling or anything. Listen to the sound. Listen to it intensely and go over your target. Bring it down so you can hardly hear it. Then do the same thing, directly plugging your headphones into a standalone booster or into your detector, and listen to the dynamics. It's just different. So yeah, I'm not very impressed with this, with the Bluetooth standard anyway, or anything like that. I'm not impressed at all. Just from a hearing point of view, it just doesn't sound like it should. It's hard to put your finger on, but you've got to try it yourself. And you just notice there's a lack of dynamics in this system, because all that digital stuff, it compresses the signal going into the audio of the transmitter, and then it expands it at the other end. It's basically to reduce noise, but it does something to the dynamics of the signal. It sort of, it doesn't, you send a suitcase through and it's not packed the same at the other end or something. I don't know to even put it into words. It just doesn't sound right to my ears. I would never go and listen to, a hi-fi set up, listen to it through Bluetooth. It's sort of a stopgap measure, isn't it? It's a conveyor of audio, but it's not quite right. It's a bit NQR. But, you know, I actually built up audio modules, and I wasn't using the Bluetooth standard. I was actually using the Wi-Fi standard. So it was what went in, what came out, more or less, and it sounded a lot more airy, a lot more dynamic. It sounded a lot better. But, you know, then I went back to headphones, direct connect, and I went, that sounds, you know, a better again. And you can hear little tiny, you know, little artifacts or nuances in the sound, and you can tweak to it. You get to know it. And sometimes with this digital stuff, it's not there, or it just sounds out of phase or something. I don't know. It's very hard to explain. But, you know, do it yourself. Try wired headphones, and then stick your wired headphones into your Bluetooth system, right? And test it. And you'll suddenly go, there's something different here. It's not quite right. So that's just something to try anyway. So apart from that, yeah, well, by the time you see this video, hopefully, yeah, maybe, I don't know. Well, you know, we couldn't be bothered digging up our test nugget. We left it out there. Oh, dearie me. I hope no one goes out there and digs it. I hope they don't know exactly where we are. So, yeah, we got a few spots, so dear me, that's a bit risky, isn't it? I did that before once. I left a nugget on private property, mind you, right? And it was a 16 grammer, and I was using it for a test piece. And I came back about 2 days later, and it was gone. So someone actually detected it and took it. It was under a rock too, so I don't know. Yeah, so whoever did that, I have my own assumptions on that, but anyway, I'm not going to go into it. But yeah, don't leave gold out in the field. like someone else, when I rolled up to the Lanakuri test site, and there was some bloody 16-ounce nugget in one of the tubes. A car rolls up with someone I know, you know, oh, I left my nugget here. I said, what, this one? So that was quite funny. Oh, dear me. I thought, gee, I hit the jackpot. Someone's left a big nugget for me. No, it wasn't. They were testing it, and it was on the end of a stick with tape around it. And they were poking it in and out of the holes. And that's at near the Lanakuri Caravan Park, mosquito diggings or whatever they call it there. And yeah, it was, yeah, someone quite well known from Denali did that. It was quite funny. The car come racing in through the bush. Yeah, what a day. But anyway, that sort of stuff happens. It's all good fun. And yeah, I could go on about all sorts of stuff that's happened out in the goldfield. But I won't. Yeah, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas? Is that what they say? Anyway, that's that. So anyway, tomorrow we're going to go out. We're going to do some proper testing with proper audio set up, so you can actually hear what is happening. Even though where we were, the detectors are running very nice and smooth, but just that audio interference, it really was messing with us. So anyway, bigger and better things tomorrow, guys. Catches.